dismissed. So could you see yourself seeing what you see now? And obviously Donald Trump can't run for president again, but if he could, under the current circumstances, could you see yourself voting for him?
Quite possibly. I'm not going to sit up there and dismiss that anymore. I think we're beyond that. He would have to prove a lot, Mark. And I'm not talking about policy now. For a second, allow me to say this. What concerned me about Donald Trump and the reason I voted against him and voted for Kamala Harris was because I felt that he would be divisive, that he would create chaos because he demands such a level of loyalty and fealty to him. And that would take priority over governing our nation. That was my concern. And so I'm looking for both sides to work across the aisle from one another. Having said that, when you see some of the things that he said, if he follows through on some of the things that he has said, it's not just about eradicating inflation, improving the economy, obviously controlling our borders. These are all things that I care about, make no mistake about that. And I certainly would support him in that regard. But
I'm sorry, guys. I just had to stop and point out that that is an amazing suit. Jesus Christ, look at it. That is an amazing suit. Shout out to you, Stephen A.
It can't be just about fealty to him and loyalty to him. It has to be about getting the job done on behalf of what's in the best interest of the American people, as opposed to yourself, and not engaging in the kind of juvenile tendencies, tweeting all the time and going after people who are really much irrelevant. And
why not? That's my one question. I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt too much, but listen, guys, that is my question. Why not? We see that the Democrats do it. And I get it, you know, Stephen A. I guess he got red pill. I don't know, but we see it all the time with the Democrats, and all the reason why Trump won is because he beat them at their own game. They had to literally work together and conspire with all the media in order to ensure that Donald Trump couldn't win the previous election. Now he's come back, and now he's going to be the next president because he learned how to play their game, and he did it better. So I think when you're trying to get stuff done, why wouldn't you want people that are loyal to you and not people that are going to be argumentative, not people that the minute that they get mad, they're going to be running and telling all the dirty laundry in the camp? No. If I need to get stuff done, no, I need a group of people that are loyal to me. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. I don't need you. A bunch of that stuff. You can, you know, we can talk, we can discuss, but I need people that are on my side, because guess what? I'm elected because I'm on the people's side. So I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Grand scheme of things. You do things like that and you show that you're the adult in the room. Yeah. I don't think anybody could dismiss Donald Trump at this particular moment in time, not just because of him, but because of what we've seen the Democrats do. We're not falling for it any longer. The American people aren't falling for it any longer. I voted Democrat, and I got to tell you something right now. I don't like the fact that I did. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't want to hear about, oh, we're about law. We're about a law. Nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. But then you go out and you pardon your son and you try to blame everybody else for it. I don't want to hear about defund the police. I don't want to hear about, you know what, there should be open borders. I don't want to hear this stuff. And I don't think most of the American people want to hear that. We're thinking about the state of affairs that's in. We're not about America only, but being about America and prioritizing what's going on in this nation with the desolate and the disenfranchised and everybody else in between, and looking out for the best interest of what it is for America. That is not a crime for an American politician or a commander-in-chief or a senator or a congressional figure to have that mentality. I want them to have.
Oh, man, he is cooking, though. He is cooking. Look, I'm not mad at what he's saying. I'm not mad at it. I don't agree with everything that Stephen A. says, but listen, when you right, you right. I'm not mad at what he's saying. I guess the man is red pilled. Shoot.
That mentality. So I think about things along those lines, and I'm no longer interested in, nor do I believe any of us should be interested in listening to a bunch of fear-mongering to tell us who we shouldn't vote for. Why don't you come up with a plan that tells us why we should vote for you?
Facts.
That's what I'm interested in. And if Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Byron Donald, Marco,
I dare you, any of you leftists that might watch this, or you might hear what he said and get triggered by it, I dare you to come up with a reason why someone should have voted for Kamala Harris that has anything to do with Trump, that has nothing to do with Trump, I mean. Do you have any reason for voting for the Democratic Party besides you're afraid of the other party? You can't do it. You can't do it.
You know, Marco Rubio or the host of other Republican candidates coming down the pike, that's the kind of message that they're going to put forth. I'm down for it. I'm open-minded enough to make sure that I entertain that from a policy perspective. That's what I want for the American people. That's what I want for this nation.
That's why we love you, my man. Now, one quick question. I don't have a lot of time left.
Sure.
You get this all the time. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Kind of a dumb question, but I like it anyway.
I got to tell you something right now. You can never count out Patrick Mahomes, the reigning two-time defending Super Bowl champion. But this guy, Josh Allen, with the Buffalo Bills.
All right, guys. Like I said, I mean, it's just funny to hear a lot of these people. I know you probably saw it with the guy with the Young Turks, how he's starting to come over to the MAGA side a little bit. All these people are now starting to slowly try to grift their way over into the right or the more conservative space. Or a lot of these people who maybe should have been speaking out all along, now you want to come over here and sit with us. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'm not going to stop you. You could come over, but at the end of the day, we ain't forgot. We ain't forgot. And the truth of the matter is, like I said, I don't mind Stephen A. getting red pilled. I just think that it's just funny watching the left implode on itself, because you guys have been running this country for the majority of the last 16 years. You guys, this woke ideology, the woke politics, all this cancel culture, all these things that you've been trying to do, it's all blowing up in your faces, and now you're turning on each other. You're turning on each other, and I don't have a problem with it. Implode, because guess what? We saw it. If you're a fan of Star Wars, you saw it with the old Jedi Order. The old Jedi Order fell apart because they were too dedicated to the Republic. They were more loyal. Excuse me. They were more loyal to the Republic than they were to the Force. When the Force was supposed to be their governor, the Force was they followed the Force. But they got too caught up in the rules. They got too caught up in tradition. Guess what? The Force sent the equalizer. The chosen one. But the chosen one didn't save everyone in the way that everyone thought that the chosen one was going to save them. No. If you know anything about Star Wars, like I said, you know that Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, turned on the Jedi and he eradicated them. It's not a spoiler. This over 60 years old. Almost. But Anakin Skywalker turned on the Jedi. He turned on them and he eradicated them to the point where there were only 2 Jedi left in the world, Yoda and Obi-Wan, by the time of New Hope. And Luke. Then we get Luke. Luke had to bring Anakin back, and Anakin fulfilled his destiny by therefore eradicating the Sith. He brought balance back to the Force, even though the way in which balance was achieved was not something that one could look at favorably. You think it was cool that Anakin slaughtered those younglings? No, it wasn't. But that's how it works sometimes. That's why I'm a little bit more generous with the term agents of chaos than other people would be. Because when I say agents of chaos, I believe that even chaos is working in order, if that makes sense. So essentially, Donald Trump, MAGA, all these, the right, when the left pushes, the left has been pushing for so long, dominating. It's only so long before the equal force responds. And I've been saying it, that's what you get. When they respond, you end up You end up with a red wave, and that's what's happening. Now you see all these people, they're trying to get in good with this new regime, and it's whatever. But I do think it's funny. I think it's funny. I'm not gonna lie to you.